Go. Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Philip Hall,
And I'm Terrell Berg,
and we are the Real Deal
the Real
Bros.
Deal Bros.
So I'm excited for this one because this is going to be our first podcast that will be uploaded to our YouTube channel. And we'll just give a quick update for how we're doing. Terrell, let's start with you, man. How you been?
Honestly, man, I've been better. With the whole online classes and all, with this pandemic, I gotta admit, online classes are not my speed. They just really not.
I feel you there,
And
man. I feel you there.
for any college student who says that he or she wants to try online classes, be real careful what you wish for, because I promise you this, you have to have a very strong discipline to pull through online classes. Because there will be a time where you're going to say, and forgive me for my profanity, Phil, you're going to say, fuck it. Like, there will be a time where you're going to, like, close your computer, throw away your notebook, and say, fuck it, and then pass out in your bed. I
Dude,
promise you,
I,
there will be a time.
I'm telling you, man, I feel the same way about online classes, dude. Like I hate them. Like, and I know that's probably what the world is going to now. Like, it's probably gonna be going to online classes, and we're just like giving assignments through email. And to be honest, like I really miss like the aspect of being in a classroom, like, and just the fact that I haven't been in a classroom for like 2 months. Just like by the way that circumstances are with COVID-19, it's hard, man. Like, like I'm glad that it's almost over. I know, like for both me and you, like it's finals week for us, so we're just like trying to, get our finals done, so we won't have to worry about this until, well, hopefully not ever. Hoping on the fact that we'll be able to go back to school in the fall, but I don't know. We have to see how that's looking, and right now it's not looking well right now. And well, with that being said, there's a
Mm.
lot of things that aren't looking well. As people may know, uh, about the Ahmaud Arbery murder that happened down Brunswick, Georgia. This like a few days. Well, it really happened 2 months ago, but there was a video that was leaked a few days ago. Um, that showed the murder, like the two guys that shot them. And so I don't know if you know about this, but the two guys that murdered Ahmaud Arbery, they were actually arrested as of last night.
Yeah, I heard. That's
Yes.
that's
And
great news to hear.
yeah, and really all of that came on the fact of people coming together. And there was a lot of posts going out on social media. I know, like the Real Deal Bros Instagram page. Make sure you go follow at the Real Deal Bros. Like we posted our just our awareness and just our effort to try to have bring justice for Ahmaud. And I posted on my personal Instagram page, and Terrell posted on his Instagram page, and and everybody. That's when everybody started posting on their Instagram page, and just the impact that social media had on this. It's a huge thing that we were able to get this done. And just the fact that what happened is so tragic, and it has to be another situation where another black man, another innocent black man, is murdered on the streets in the United States. It's just sad. And the fact that it was done by two white supremacists. This is a father and a son duo that caused this to happen. And just the fact that that had to happen the way it did, it's just really awful. And things like that, it has no place in 2020.
Hmm. There's no place at all. But I'm just glad there's finally some form of justice.
Right, right. And
And Phil, I don't know if you know this, but like I don't know if like you ever had this kind of moment, but have you ever like had one of those moments where the old part of you from training would like kick in and it would be very hard to turn off?
oh yeah, man, yeah, man, like, and anger is it's a natural feeling. And you just, yeah, when you see stuff like this, you just have this anger build up, and you just want to go out and do something about it. And you know I don't know what was going through the minds of those. You mean, see, like I already forgot the names. But I know both of their last names are McMichael. But you know
George J. McMichael and Travis McMichael.
yeah, yeah, like, yeah, those two guys, like when you like it, it's sad because knowing knowing just the impact of white supremacy across the country. And To be honest, I felt like these guys were stuck in 1930 or 1940 or 1960. They're so stuck in the past that they haven't even caught up with the times yet. Which psychologically means that they were either raised to hate black people, or they were either raised to shoot first, ask questions later. And knowing that you said his name George McMichael, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the father George McMichael. Knowing that he's like a former police officer, I think they say he was a retired police officer. You know, I'm not like I don't have any knowledge of what he did when he was in the force, but it seems like this guy has had this like like it was instilled in his mind that if I see a black person, be prepared to pull out my gun. And I don't know. I guess like after like once he went to retirement, that mindset kind of came with him. And I don't know. I guess it's just really like really strange how you could be a police officer and just have that mindset. And that's why in the black community, like we're psychologically scared of white police officers, because what we see on the news, we understand that, hey, be prepared, like for if he tries to pull out his gun on us or her. You never know.
Mm-hmm. All I can say is this: these are very turbulent times, and all I can say is they will get what they deserve. That's all I will say for now. That's all I can say for now. Because 2020, it's one of those kind of years where everything comes into perspective. We
Yeah.
may not understand it, we may not know why or where it comes from or where it comes out of, but in due time, we will understand. And that goes for everybody.
Hmm. And this isn't the only time that the United States, or really the world, has had a year like this. There's been times where there's been like a widespread pandemic where things had to be shut down. I mean, look, like go back to the World War years. Things were shut down, like sporting events, like stores, like countries, and just governments. They all had to shut down just because of a situation that had to pop up. Even though this isn't really like a war per se, but it's more of like it's a pandemic, but it's more of like a psychological and a mental war. People are starting to lose their minds because they're being like they feel like they're being trapped inside, and they can't do anything about it. I really like I don't know if if we were to be real, you know, it's not so much being trapped inside. It's just the fact that everything that you were doing before the pandemic, you're just not doing anymore because of a virus. And again,
Yeah.
like we didn't prepare well for this. Like we didn't prepare for
Mm.
like for people to be treated, and like knowing and seeing all the death rates climbing up. We didn't prepare for this at all. And it kind of it dawns on me how there's so many people upset that they're not being able to go outside, but they're forgetting that people working on the front lines, like doctors, nurses, essential workers, like all those people, they're doing this for the sake of a citizen's protection. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what they forget. And I'll say this as an example. Like back down in Southern California, about like
Mm-hmm.
I think now was a few weeks ago, there were people that decided to go to the beach because the weather was nice outside. And like even here in Oakland, like the weather's been really nice. And when I go do my DoorDash routes, I like to ride around Lake Merritt when I'm waiting on an order, waiting to do a pickup. And I'm seeing people sit out on the lawn out at Lake Merritt and groves. And I'm looking at this like these people have no not these many people have no business of being outside right now. Like what they're doing outside, like right now, they could be doing this at home. And on top
Hey,
of that,
what exactly were they doing?
like they were just laying down on like little picnic mats and just laying down enjoying the sun. But but, but,
Well,
but,
that's
but,
not a
but
bad idea.
well, yeah, I'm not saying it's bad, but what the one thing that's bad about it is that they're not following social distancing. They're not wearing masks. Like I've seen people not wearing masks like out on the mat.
Now, now hold on. Now, there's probably a reason for that. They were probably either a couple or they were probably siblings.
Oh yeah, yeah, like, yeah. They, I don't know, like from the looks of it, like again, I only saw this from afar, but from the looks of it, there were people, that didn't look like they were like together, in a
Mhm.
group. And like, look, I mean, even like there was even some doctors saying like, oh yeah, even if you're a couple, if you're in a family setting, it's always best to still wear a mask because you never know, you could possibly infect your loved one. And then once if say a loved one gets infected and they bring the virus into the house, it's going to affect everybody. Like I don't know, I just believe that there I don't know, I feel like California has been getting a little bit lenient on the limitations or on the procedures. And knowing that actually today, Gavin Newsom, he planned out the Gavin Newsom, governor of California, he planned out the new stage or the new phase for the COVID-19 as far as regulations. Like he's allowing some stores to reopen, like retail stores, saying sporting goods stores, a few retail stores, art stores, and like yeah, a few stores have reopened, but for curbside pickup. Like they're just still not allowing people to go inside, which is still a good thing.
Mhm.
They're just trying to make their business more open, but still not as open as it needs to be right now. Which is
Mhm.
however, there's still some counties in California, even like Alameda County where Oakland is, they're still wanting to follow the regulations that were put into place before Gavin Newsom decided to lift up some of the laws.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, but we kind of got a little bit off track right there, but yeah, but just to go back to the Ahmaud Arbery thing, and really, I I was thinking about this last night. I had a really hard time trying to sleep last night because I was thinking in my mind what I wanted to say on the show, but I wasn't sure how I was going to say it, but I'm just going to say it anyway. So, as you might know, of course, you have two white supremacists that murdered an innocent black man that was taking a jog in a neighborhood street. Now, knowing that something like this has happened in the past with like Mike Brown, Trayvon Martin, Freddie Gray, or Eric Gardner, there's been acts of aggression or from either a white police officer or a white citizen, where they've like had an act of aggression towards an innocent black man. And knowing that for most black people in the country, again, we like they when they see a cop or when they see a police officer, they act differently or they prepare to act a certain way because they know that like that white police officer has a tendency to show some type of aggression. What if in the case there was a black police officer that showed like some type of aggression to white people or to an innocent white person? How would you think the country would react to that? But again, like well, before I go any further with that, here's what I also say: a black cop doesn't behave the same way a white cop does, because again, like a black cop goes through the same training that a white cop goes through, but at the same time, a black cop still feels kind of vulnerable because they know that if I do something wrong, it's going to come down hard on me. When a white cop does something wrong, they'll like the department heads or few officials will say, oh yeah, don't worry about it, we understand that you were doing your job. And I feel like just that imbalance of like fairness in the police department, it's it's misconceiving, like it's hard to understand because like you never hear about a black cop shooting an innocent white person, and you never hear about a black cop showing some type of, ruthless aggression towards a white person, or even towards a black person. That they're willing to, use what they learned in training, as far as like the psychological part of training. Again, I'm not a police officer, and I don't know, I haven't spoken to a police officer about, what type of training did you have to do when you were in the academy to get enlisted into the department. I've met a few, police officers, but it was in the case where they were like, trying to, address community safety. I never talked to a police officer about what was training like, or what did you learn in training that was, that helped you get to where you are today. And again, with the state that the country's in, with there's so much being, but there's being so much dominance over one particular minority group, or even like, two or three minority groups. Again, there's an imbalance. I feel like there's an imbalance in the police department, as far as, just like serving and protecting. And I don't like what do you think about that?
Um, I'll be honest with you. Again, all I can say is there was always an imbalance. There was always an imbalance. I mean, it's everywhere. And it's not just a race thing, it's a people thing. People always want to say, oh, well, we do our best. My question to you is, what exactly is the best? It's used in many contexts, many different ways of context. But are we honest about what we're actually doing? Sometimes people are aware, sometimes people are not. I'm not saying that individuals are not aware, because everyone is aware. When you come to a certain age, everything is taken into consideration, even the most trivial factors. So all I can say is this: it's a turbulent time and things will come full circle. That's all I can say for now. Because honestly, I think that most people will fail to realize is that even though there's an imbalance, there was always that imbalance that we speak of. I'm not saying that, one event is not as tragic as the other, but out of respect, some people should know better.
I mean, that's really all it comes down to. I feel like, at times no one feels safe. Like, even for myself, I never, like, like, God forbid I come across a situation where I get questioned aggressively by a police officer. And but at the same time, even when that doesn't happen to me, as a black person, I know, like right when I come out of my mother's womb, I know that I'm a target to, to first responders, or excuse me, to police officers. Like, that's what's been the culture for so long. Like, for every black man or black woman in America, once they're born, they instantly become a target, to police officers. And you know and I just don't understand, like, why history works like that. I don't understand why black people have been, just so, like, just caught up in stuff that they didn't have, any reason to get caught up to. Like, what would have black people done to this country that's made, made outside races hate us so much? It's hard for me to see, like. And just being, like, 19 years old, and you also being 19. I mean, it's strange for us that, we live in a society where, it, like, just because of our skin color, we're still hated. And again, that it's always been like that. Even though there's media outlets and, politics to say, like, oh, well, oh, well, things have changed since 1940 or 1950. Well, I feel like at times, I feel like they haven't. I feel like we're still, not getting the opportunities that we deserve. I feel like we're still being mistreated and misled and, underprovided. And, it's just still very strange to me that in 2020, we still have to watch things on the news and like you just watch things, on the news that, happened to Ahmaud Arbery. We still have to see these things happen. And, I ask myself, why does this happen?
Mm-hmm. It is a rather ominous thing to still see these kind of events, but it's not surprising.
Oh yeah, I know it's not. It's not. It really isn't surprising. It's it's because we hope that things happen, but when they do happen, it doesn't catch us by surprise because we already know or already assume who's the cause of it. It's just some white supremacist down south that's still stuck in 1962 that believes that, black people have no place in America.
Mm.
Some, yeah, I mean, no offense to white people. I mean, like I respect all ethnic groups. Doesn't matter where you're from, who you are, what color you are. I respect all, like any person that I come across in life that has, that any person in life that, that has a simple mind, doesn't think negatively about certain things, and also
Or
has,
hearts off.
also has, great people skills. I respect a person like that. Doesn't matter who you are. But what I don't respect is your morals on people, or the type of morals that you display to particular groups, if they are negative.
Mm. Well, all I can say for now is that the progress of the world, even in today's society, will always keep moving forward, with or without you. I'm not saying that what happened is meaningless. I'm saying to particular individuals who have a very particular mindset, the world will always still progress.
Well,
And when it comes to it, it's not really much of a color thing. It's just a people thing.
I tell myself sometimes, I like I pity my generation. I just do. And I pity it on the fact that we still like know like certain negative morals, they overlay the positive morals that we should be displaying.
Mm-hmm.
And with the way social media is, like, well, I felt like this week social media really did a good job. Like, people that use social media, they did a good job with this, bringing awareness to Ahmaud Arbery. And I even like, and I don't know if you knew this, like today was actually supposed to be Ahmaud Arbery's 26th birthday.
Mm.
And the fact that he's not able to celebrate his 26th birthday with his family because of something, like because of two stupid white men, that's it's heartbreaking. Because and I mean, the guy was just out for a jog. Like, that's kind of saying that black people can't go outside and exercise anymore because we have to watch out for the McMichaels. And and the fact that this happened 2 months ago, and it's taken the state of Georgia like this long to figure figure this out. What does that say about Georgia? Or what does that say about our country? We're willing to, because like here's what I think. I feel like the McMichaels, like they were thinking that they're like, since they did this back in February, March, like they thought they were gonna let this slide because of where they live. I mean, Georgia, like Georgia's governor. Actually, no, I'm not even gonna talk about Georgia's governor like that because I have family down in Georgia. But I just felt like, if you live in a state, or if you live in a state where there are certain things that happen and you wait 2 months to figure it out, I mean, what does that say to you about what does that say about you as a governor? Like, why are you willing to wait this long for someone to bring justice to someone? This should have been dealt with 2 months ago. Like it shouldn't have taken a guy to put up a video recording on social media to say, hey, we gotta put these guys behind bars. It shouldn't have said that, because you should have dealt with this when it happened. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I don't know, like
It is unfortunate, but let me say this. To answer your question, it says a lot. And you know what? I think we may have to be aware that this is finally, showing the true colors
mhm.
of what's going on right now. Even with this whole pandemic, which is really not a pandemic to me. I don't really know why they call it that. But yeah, it it's showing everything that needs to be said. What people don't say, people can feel. It's kind of like that elephant in the room that nobody really wants to talk about. But that's all I'll say.
Yeah. Again, like like this week, I'm grateful for social media. I'm grateful for technology. Not just with taking online classes and stuff like that, not like still be able to get honest education, but also just with the power that it has now, because social media is everywhere. It's like it's
Excuse me.
almost like I hate to say that social media is like our lives, but when to be honest, I don't believe that social media is really our lives. It's not. There's more to life than liking a picture or putting a comment on a post. There's more to life than that. But when you use
Mm-hmm.
social media for the right reason, you know that's when you should be grateful for it. Not just
Mm-hmm.
like, you shouldn't be grateful for social media for self gratification, because self gratification, yeah, it's one thing, it's one good thing, but when that's the only thing that it's it doesn't make you, or doesn't really show your true colors. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but yeah, I'm glad that this was handled the way it was supposed to be handled. But however, this is still a small victory, because again, like, knowing the fact that this happened in Georgia, there's going to be a lawyer or an attorney out there that's willing to defend these two guys for some odd reason. Because again, like, yeah, yeah, even though the McMichaels, they were charged with murder, they were still like, there's still a possibility that they could take this case to court. Like, in some states, it's not like that,
Mm-hmm.
but apparently, but knowing that it's Georgia, that somebody out there is willing to take this to court for some odd reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you have to say about
Yeah, I can't say I don't agree. I can't say that I don't agree.
that? Yeah, if I was the governor of Georgia, I would just say lock him up and throw away the key, just like that. Like, it was they were charged with murder, murder, murder. So you're telling me that, like, if I lived in Georgia, if I killed somebody, I could get away with murder just like that? I mean, in some states they give you the death penalty. Like, well, I don't know. Like, in Georgia, I'm not 100% sure if they do have the death penalty down there, but I don't know. Like, I wouldn't really show that much mercy to these two guys. Like, I'm not saying give them the death penalty. I'm saying lock them up and throw away the key. Because as long as they're behind bars, they can't cause any more harm.
Mm-hmm. I see. I agree. I agree. And along with that note, the why is it that people are calling this whole COVID-19 thing a whole pandemic when it's really not affecting people as much?
Well, I think like they would define it as a pandemic because there's a, there is, it's a large scale, like there's death rates going up around the world because, pandemic or like epidemic is like something, like epidemic would be defined as something that happens within a country or city or a state. Pandemic is like worldwide. It's happening everywhere. I mean, you could go back to like the Black Plague or, the measles or the smallpox pandemic, and because like they're like since that was happening around the world, it's defined that way, because pandemic is defined as a worldwide, disease or a worldwide spread.
Yeah, but when you think about it, people here in the US are frantic. I mean, really, really frantic.
Because we
When
didn't prepare for it.
actuality,
We didn't prepare for it that well. I mean, like our president, he
I mean,
like like here's the thing though. Here's the thing though. For 2 months, people in Congress are saying, "Hey, President Trump, prepare for this." Guess what President Trump did? He was just
he ignored
so
him.
distracted by the like at the same time when people were telling him that the COVID-19 could possibly come to the United States, they were in the middle. They were like balls deep in like the impeachment trials. So
Mm.
Trump was focused on trying not to get impeached when there were people like other people in Congress saying, "Hey, even though like you're in the hot seat right now, we still want you to still do your job as president." By preparing for a possible pandemic. He didn't do that because again, he focused more on trying to get out of the hot seat than trying to save the country.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look and
And
if you look at that, with what's going on right now, he's probably trying to also use COVID-19 as a distraction to possibly get reelected, which I think is very pathetic. Like, I think it's pathetic that you could campaign your reelection with no effort, but at the same time you struggle trying to develop your leadership skills and trying to fix a problem that's affecting 330 million people.
mm-hmm. I mean, when you sit back and look at it from a calm perspective, you can still, do your job as long as you take the right precautions.
Exactly.
Now, I'm well aware that, the country didn't really so-called prepare for this pandemic, if you will. I'm saying that you don't let anything distract you. You can literally do any and everything in your power to basically still have an income.
Hmm.
Even if you don't have to, you still do it nonetheless. So that way, down the road, if you're a little strapped for, for whatever cash flow you're looking for, you have a base, like a foundation, if you will, that you can land on. So that way, any and everybody can, get fed and clothed and pay their bills and whatnot. I mean, it's very simple when you think about it. I know it's not that simple, but it's simple.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm making any sense whether or not.
Like not to get into your business or anything, but did you get your stimulus check yet?
Mhm.
You got it?
Mhm.
Yeah. See, look, my family we haven't gotten our stimulus check yet. I,
Oh no, it varies based on the states.
yeah, like I have to go back and see like what's for California, but I don't know. Like Trump hates California, so I mean, if there are like, well, I don't know, like I've heard that I've heard other people in my family they've gotten their stimulus check, but like I'm still like my family we're still waiting on ours, but I don't even know if we're gonna get it because like it should have came like back in mid-April, and right now it's almost mid-May, and like I just feel like if you say, oh, I'll give stimulus checks, I give a $1,200 check to everybody, well, again, knowing the fact that minorities get left out of certain things, there might be some people that might not get their stimulus checks if they haven't already gotten it yet.
Mm. There is some truth to that.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, just think about it. I mean, if like if minorities, because this isn't even just with like the stimulus checks either. This is also with, you know, people trying to get tested. I mean, there's oh man, dude, you know what I saw yesterday?
What happened?
So I don't know, I think I saw it on Instagram or something, but I saw somebody, they posted up on their story that Trump, the Trump administration signed a legislative order that would allow doctors or allow hospitals to deny testing for transgender people.
I mean, who would want something shoved in the back of their nostrils? Is that even a real thing?
I mean, yeah, well, I think, well, the way that testing goes, I think they it's really easy. Like they put a swab in your mouth, like, you know, they, you know, probably go around the mouth a bit, then they take it out and they put it in like a little, you know, testing thermometer, and, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it'll show if you're negative or positive. But the fact that he's disallowing he's allowing hospitals and doctors and nurses to deny testing for transgender people, like, how do you think the LGBTQ community is going to feel about that? I mean, once I read that, I was thinking, oh man, there's going to be a lot of ticked off people when they see this, or when they come across a situation where they get denied testing. I wouldn't be surprised if there are people wanting to protest over on Capitol Hill, like about something like that. I would not be surprised if people were to protest about
I mean, there's gonna be something.
that.
That's all I know. There's gonna be something.
Yeah, because I live like, yeah, I live in the Bay Area, and that's like the LGBTQ capital of the world almost. And, you know, I see, you know, like the LGBTQ community is so strong in the Bay Area. I know if one person gets denied testing because of their sexual orientation, that is going to cause a whole protest, man. Like, people will get ticked off if they get denied just because of their sexual orientation. Because things like that, we don't play that stuff in the Bay Area. I can tell you that for a fact.
Mm. I know they don't play that with New York City either. I
Yeah,
know that.
like the LGBTQ, you know, capitals or epicenters of the world, like Bay Area, Seattle, Portland, Atlanta, New York, like Chicago, like those cities, they're not gonna play that. They're not gonna let that slide.
I wouldn't think they would. But other than that, I mean, I can tell there's a simple answer to this situation. I don't know what that simple answer may be, but I know there's a simple solution to this problem. I mean, everybody knows. I mean, I think anyone with half a brain could see this for what it is. I'm not saying that, it's simple because I know it's not that simple. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that people should just take a moment and just calm down and look at it from a different angle. You know?
Like, where are you trying to get at?
What I'm really getting at is stop losing your shit.
Okay, right. Well, yeah.
Like, I'm trying to find the nicest way to put it, but I've been holding my tongue for a little bit about this thing for long enough. People have been losing this shit for like way too long, and I'm tired of it. Like, first of all, it ain't that deep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's deep, but it ain't that deep. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You have to calm down and look at the situation that you're in. Focus on you. Don't focus on the pandemic. Focus on you,
No,
your needs, your wants.
that's what I say. That's what I would say to all the people protesting out there. Like, I don't know if you heard about that protest that happened in Michigan, when like there was like white people like going up to the Capitol, like Michigan, like Capitol building with guns, and yeah, police officers just stand just barricading. And but again, like those protesters were yelling in the faces at police officers. And then like even here in California, you got people protesting like, like there's like, you know, people down Orange County or like down LA County protesting like after, you know, they closed off the beaches, that they were saying like, oh man, like Governor Newsom doesn't know what he's doing. Like, oh man, you know, I want it, like Governor Newsom should be sued
Honestly, I think
for
Governor
not
Newsom,
allowing us to go to the beach. I'm like, man, dude, stop whining, dude. Like that's,
He's protecting you. Like
yeah,
seriously.
he's protecting you. I mean, like that's just like that's crybaby stuff, man. Like, and you know, that's why I feel like at times, like, and I don't know, I'm probably gonna take off a lot of people when I say this, but as a person that's from California, I feel like we get too spoiled at times. We get too spoiled with nice weather, like all these nice houses and just awesome places to go to. I feel like we get a little bit too spoiled, but
I
at the
wouldn't say
time
that. I
when,
wouldn't say that.
really, man.
I wouldn't. I mean, you guys are by far the most chill group on earth that I've ever encountered.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that adds to that adds to how spoiled we are. Like we're super chill. Like we don't have to deal like with any big or major problems. Or if there was a big and major problem, it would get cleaned up like the next day. I mean,
Seriously. I mean, for all I know is this pandemic could be cleaned up by tomorrow or next month or hell, possibly the next year. Who
you,
knows?
I mean, yeah. Like I wish like there was some way where we could go back to normal tomorrow. But unfortunately, again,
Everything is going to take time, dude. I mean,
yeah.
it's not just going to happen within a snap. But to anybody who's out there with a very clear and level head, props to you. And
Mm-hmm,
anybody who's fearful, who's rather uncertain about what will happen next, breathe.
mm-hmm, yeah.
That's all I want you to do.
Again, like
Is breathe.
I mentioned to my theology class that the people that are like protesting or that are like just fearful, this is kind of like a coming to Jesus moment for them. like, I mean, if this was a perfect time to find God, this would be the perfect time.
Hmm,
Like,
yeah, yeah, that would be cool. That would be pretty good. Call the man upstairs. Do a little repentance, but I don't really believe in that. But to those who do, to
mhm.
those who do, I am not offending anybody who believes in God and Jesus Christ. I am not offending you guys. I'm saying that hey, if that's what you guys need to do and it'll make you feel better, by all means, I completely understand. But I really need these guys to calm down.
Yeah.
This whole complaining and then doing like this I feel trapped thing, it's aggravating, even to
Oh,
me. I'm
yeah.
not
So like
even the person.
when people say they feel trapped, I mean, you're overreacting. That's like you lost your mind. Like that's just. I mean, you're still alive.
Like
Like
seriously,
like you're.
sedate the guy so he can just fall asleep and then we'll just reconvene with him tomorrow. Like that's pretty much where this country might be at. Like everybody just needs a little sedation. And here's what I mean by sedate. I mean relax. Like
Yeah.
seriously, just chill out. Go to sleep. Just
Mhm.
sleep it off and we'll refresh tomorrow. I mean, it's not really a big deal. It's not like you're gonna catch it or anything for all I know. I mean, just chill out, quarantine, eat, sleep, wash your hands, wash your face, brush your teeth.
Mhm.
It's very important. And just do your regular routine in the house. If you got a treadmill, use it. If you got a kitchen, use it. Like seriously, just
You,
do
you know
something that you don't really normally do, like cook or
this
clean pots.
this almost kind of feels like like
What?
how like people in relationships when they say, oh, I'm taking a break. I mean, this kind of
Hmm.
I mean, this is
Oh,
what it kind of feels like. This kind of feels it feels like you're the boyfriend or like the girlfriend in a relationship that says, oh, well, I think we need to take a break. This is like the world saying, oh, I need to take a break from society. You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like, this, I
It's
mean,
like it's almost
if
as
I
if
were just
you're
like
going through
if I were like to
something.
joke on that, I mean, yeah, it definitely feels like
I
that.
mean, honestly, it's really not a big deal when you think about it. I feel like it's more so of a distraction
Mhm.
to something. I don't really know what it is, but maybe it's because of my background. I was always taught whenever in a difficult situation, calm down,
Mhm.
relax. Just go over your bullet points, point A, point B, point C, point D, etc. Go over your to-do list. Go over the objectives that you clearly completed. Done. Okay, what is your next objective? What's your primary objective? What's your secondary objective? I mean, honestly, you have to have a very calm mindset when it comes to difficult situations. And I don't know if you watch Big Hero 6, but
And I've
the
seen it.
big brother to the main character says, find a different angle.
Hmm.
Find it. Like I'm telling you right now, find a different angle. And besides, try to look at this from an optimistic point of view,
Oh
if
yeah.
if I can say that. You know, like just try to be optimistic. Do something that you don't really regularly do, like bake or clean or put baking soda in your fish tank. I don't know anything. You know what I mean? Like to filter out whatever the contaminants may be. I mean, I'm not a pet owner or anything like that. Just do something you never normally do, like play checkers. I'm throwing out all these examples because you can literally like do something to keep your brain busy.
Yeah, one thing that I've been doing is like I've been taking more care of my puppy. Since
Mhm.
like the put like Esther, like that's what we named the puppy. It's a girl. Like Esther, we've been taking care of her, and like it's actually been really helpful because I've been doing stuff that I thought wouldn't be done. Like to be honest, like when I came home, like when this pandemic started, like I came
Mhm.
home thinking, oh man, I'm probably not going to be able to go outside. I can't even go to the beach. Can't go shopping. I probably can't even find a job. But
Mhm.
you know, I've been like, the one thing that I've been doing, I've been sitting outside with my dog, just enjoying the breeze. And I can even
Mhm.
give an example about my mom. My mom said that she takes morning walks before she gets on the conference call for her job. See,
See?
what what people need to understand is that don't think of it as you being trapped. Think of it as you taking a break from your girlfriend or from your boyfriend. just 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 think of this as a break. Even though like it may be a long break, that's what makes you stronger in the relationship. I mean, like I'm pretty sure anybody that's watching this, they're gonna believe that like, oh yeah, maybe he's right. Like yeah, like I've taken a break with my girlfriend or with my boyfriend, and it's actually made our relationship better. It's made me stronger. It's made me more emotionally, more emotionally stronger, knowing that oh sometimes I just need to focus on myself. That's what
Mhm.
I need to evaluate myself. I need to look at myself in the mirror and say, hey, you're stronger than you think.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, man. Just that's it. Just think of it as like a time to chill out. You know, like imagine yourself. You're in orientation. Just enjoy the moment. Just enjoy everything you're doing. I'd love to stay and chat with you a little more, but I'm gonna have to go because I got a phone meeting in the next 5 minutes or so.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, we were probably gonna wrap it up anyway. I mean, yeah. Like, again, this is only our first episode. We got time to do we got time to talk about a bunch of stuff. But again, I
Mhm.
guess before we close out, we I know personally, I want to send my condolences to the Arbery family for what happened.
Mhm.
Like it's tragic, and I can't imagine how like Ahmaud's mom and her father is going through right now. I can't even
My
imagine that.
heart goes out to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's really tough to lose a son, or like really like lose like lose a child of your own that way. And I just like again, I send my condolences to the Arbery family, and I also want to like give like a huge thank you to all the essential workers out there, just working their tails off just to help stop the spread. And even also thank you to the people that that showed awareness on social media. I know today there was like a hashtag going around saying hashtag I run with Ahmaud, and like it's even motivated me. Like I like before I go to work, I'm gonna go out and do like a 2.23 mile. I think that's what they're promoting, a 2.23 mile run, in support for Ahmaud Arbery. So like yeah, even before I go to work today, I'll probably just gonna run 2.23 miles around my neighborhood, and yeah, just know that I'm doing it for a cause, not just just to stay fit. Even though like
Mhm.
I'm staying fit doing it, but I know I'm doing it with a purpose, and I feel like that's really the overall message, for this discussion. Like whatever you do, do it with a purpose.
Mhm.
You know?
and do it with meaning as well.
Yeah. But anyway, man, like dude Terrell, as always, like me and you, 2-man crew. Yeah, that's how we do it on the Real Deal Bros. And yeah, we
Hmm.
just want to thank everybody that well tunes in or like when this goes up. We just want to thank you all for supporting our channel. Again, this is a startup and it's a work in progress. But again, we're doing this for fun. We're doing this because we want to. And yeah, we just hope we get all the love and all the support that we get. And yeah, we just want to thank you again for tuning in. I've been Philip Hall,
I'm Terrell Bird,
and
and
yeah, this is
together we are the Real Deal
Real Deal
Bros.
Bros. And as always, make sure to keep it real.
All right.